How's it going, guys? In today's video, we're going to be discussing how we can use the @binding keyword. And we're very familiar already with the @state keyword, but now it's time to take a look at how the @binding keyword actually works. So to demonstrate this, we're going to go ahead and click on our project folder, hold Command+N, and create a new SwiftUI view, because we're going to use this @binding to pass a current state of a variable to a different view. So here we click on create, and now we have a new view in here. And of course we should preview that. Now to keep this tutorial simple, we're going to go ahead and create a Z stack. And inside here, we're going to specify a circle. And this circle is going to have a frame of a height and a width of 200 each. And we can get rid of the alignment. And we will also make the foreground color a dot blue. Now inside the circle, we want to display some text. So here we'll go ahead and create a text view, and inside we're going to place the binding variable. So for now, we'll just type in placeholder so we can see how it appears on the view. Immediately under, we'll go ahead and set the font size, which is a .system and a size of 20. Then we want to go ahead and change the foreground color to .white, so we can actually see the text inside the circle. Now, so far, we didn't do anything that's new. Now let's go ahead and introduce the binding variable. So to do this, we'll go ahead and type in @binding var, and this will be called text, which is just going to be of type string. So now we've specified in the program that this view is going to have a binding variable, and we will already get an error at the bottom that says, hey, you need to specify that or else this program will not work. And another thing we will do is change the placeholder with the text. And that's not going to solve the error. We still have to take care of the preview. But inside the preview, now you'll notice that we will have this field called text. And we need to define a constant value so that the program can actually render the preview. And inside here, we can type something such as hello. And when we run the program, it's going to say hello inside the circle, because this is what we will be inserting into the view when we decide to call it in the content view. So far the @binding is just a way to pass a value, a binding value, through the parent view, which is the content view. Because now let's go ahead and pretend we want to use that view inside our main view. Now the first thing we have to do is go ahead and create a state variable, so private var text, and that's going to equal nothing because we want to insert a text field. Then we can actually go ahead and create a form here, because it makes it look quite nice. And what we're going to insert first is the SwiftUI view we just created, which is this one over here. And this takes a binding variable as an argument. So inside here, now we can easily place the text. And you'll notice that it's going to carry over the text that we've created down over here. And it's actually a mistake. I meant to call this view circle view, but it's the same concept. We're just taking a view and we're inserting a binding variable and passing it along. So now whatever we place inside here will be passed to the view as well, which means we can also do things such as creating a text field that says type something, and that is bound to the text. And of course we need to specify text here. But now as you can see, we're referencing the same variable that is bound to this text over here, which means if we make a change over here, it's also going to change what's inside this view. And just to go ahead and show you that that's the case, we can go ahead and live preview this and type in something down here, such as hello. And it's going to update both. It's going to pass the @state variable inside here, and it's going to use the @binding to continue this journey all the way down to this text block right there. So that's what we use the @binding keyword for. It's just for the child views to actually carry over the binding variable. But that's actually all I wanted to show you in today's video. And with that being said, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.